And do I have time to go to Sam's? Do I need to go to Sam's? Yeah. Okay, so send me the address and I'll be on my way. Love you too. Oh man. So I got a little about 15 minutes or so.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, but yeah, when my son went to prison, I mean, because I always thought he would be sentenced according to the judge, but they gave him a deal. He got to take this much time, and I didn't realize it. So when they said the amount of time, it just like, I got kicked in the heart, like
30 years.
32 years. And they left it as first degree murder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is it first degree murder? Why isn't it like involuntary manslaughter? Because he didn't kill them.
Right.
The guy was a drug addict, and somehow his spleen was swollen.
Yeah.
So his spleen ruptured, and that's how he died. He didn't die from hitting the ground. He didn't die from my son hitting him in the head. He died from a ruptured spleen, which could have been from the paramedics. Resuscitation.
Right, resuscitation.
So should the paramedics go to jail for first degree murder?
No, because they were trying to save his life. Or yeah, exactly.
But I understand that first degree murder is
first degree murder is premeditated.
It's either premeditated or you have that intent to go. You're intending to kill somebody,
But
or you have some mitigating circumstances which did not exist in any shape, way, shape, or form.
This is why I have a problem with people calling Kyle Rittenhouse a fucking hero.
Who's Kyle Rittenhouse?
Kyle Rittenhouse is a white kid that had a gun when he was 17 or 18. Went across state lines so he could defend some business. And he fucking shot two guys.
Oh, in the riot?
Yeah, he shot two guys and he blew away another guy's arm. Now everybody calls him a hero, and all the white supremacists are behind him. And Ricky, remember fucking Ricky Schroeder? Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoons?
Yeah.
That guy delivered like $1 million to get him off of any charges.
Dude, you had
money did it.
You heard the dude. Oh, to these dudes, this is a good show. Like, this was deep.
When he called in, she said she knew she didn't have time.
They don't have time.
That much time, but he said, "Well, I'm gonna put you through."
Oh my God.
So he knew it was.
Brian said he listened. Brian said you guys sounded good.
That's nice.
Him and his mom was like, these boys. His was like, that's the radio station. You're a part of this crew.
Yeah.
Like, I guess we sound really good, man.
It's gotta be Charles makes us sound real good. Like he hits them levels.
Have you ever listened to our shows?
No,
oh my God, we sound good.
Yeah, I listened to it.
I listen.
So mine was domestic violence twice, but I beat one, and then the other one I beat one. I beat one case. I beat one case, and then the second one I went to jail and everything, and so I still had it's like I still have it on my record.
So because it's on your record,
it hasn't
can
been,
you own a firearm?
Well, it hasn't been expunged. So here's what I determined. I can vote, and my vote counts. And if I can vote, I'm not a felon. So I haven't checked to see if.
No, that's
no.
not.
I think that's legit.
No, they said if you're serving a sentence as a felon, if you're serving a sentence, you can't vote.
Yeah.
But if you serve your time, you can vote, I think.
Because I vote.
Yeah. But you can't own a gun.
But I can't own a gun.
Which is stupid. If you can vote, you should be able to own a gun.
I'd have to check to see if mine has been expunged. But it was domestic violence. I mean, I went to jail for it. But I don't know if it was like convicted of it. Like convicted is like going to prison, isn't it?
Well,
convicted can mean anything as long.
What disqualifies you from purchasing a firearm in Colorado? One of them is a domestic violence.
DV, right?
And another felony. There's several, but one of them I know is a domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want someone who.
Because that's what happened to me when my ex put a restraining order on me and said I broke it.
Yep.
Right.
I had
Restraining order
See,
is-
yeah.
So it
Bro,
became a domestic
okay,
violence,
okay.
but after 10
Okay.
years, mine's dropped off so I could buy a gun.
Let's talk about this too, because this is a subject that most people don't talk about when domestic violence happens, and there's a restraining order put, whether necessary or not.
Right.
I believe wholeheartedly that the attorney that is representing the woman tells them how to
For sure.
how to hem up the guy.
Because that's exactly what happened to
Right.
me.
Because I had a restraining order on me, and then I was told, she was told by her attorney, most likely, to lie and say that I broke the restraining order, and I didn't.
That's right.
And
That's
so I had to
exactly
defend
what
myself.
happened to me.
Dude, I
Yes.
cross-examined my ex-girlfriend
Hey,
in
send
a
me
court
the
of law.
address.
I cross-examined her, bro. I was like, on this
Wow.
day when you say this
Wow.
happened, where was I at? Your
Wow.
mom's. On this day when you say this happened, where was I at? Your dad's. On this day when this happened, where was I at? Your friends. I said, I rest my case, Your Honor. I had a right to be at every one of those locations that she
Right.
did not. So even if it did transpire that I was there, so here's how I viewed it. Kimberly at the time, when there was a restraining order on me, would drive around, basically stalking, to find out where I was, and then she would say
Right.
that I was where I was,
Right.
therefore breaking the restraining order. But
Right.
I never broke the restraining order. Even if I did, I had a right to be there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
So it's a manipulation through the system
It is.
in order to tie up a man in the midst of a divorce.
That's right. To make you look bad.
So that you can't, you can no longer work.
That's
because,
right.
Because you're focusing on, you just got out of jail.
Right.
Now you're focusing on all of this legal crap that you're
Right.
going through, and I call this legal abuse. It's people using and manipulating the law.
For sure.
And the law is willing and ready to go after
Yeah,
you.
right.
Because they make money from it.
Yeah, knowing good and well what's happening, knowing good and well that an attorney is telling people to do that.
Right.
They're playing ball with it because there's
Therefore it's
money.
manipulation, therefore it's immoral, therefore it's the for-profit. And all of this it's a stream. It's a stream. They run you right down the river, man. So you
Wow. Wow. That is,
It's terrible.
who would have thought this kind of topic would get this deep? This talking about relating to men, we didn't just relate to men. All 4 people called was pretty regularly women. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea, dude.
Oh, there was 2 women.
Yeah, 2 women and 1 dude.
Yeah, one was a corrections officer and one was a mother.
A mother of someone who got sent to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That is crazy. That's a big topic, man.
and that one guy said
California prisons are different.
that guy said he was fighting his case for how long? 13 years or something
I
like
didn't
that?
catch how long. I think he said it, but I didn't.
Yeah, he said he was fighting his
He
case
was
for like,
saying a lot of. He was saying a lot. I hope he calls back too.
Yeah. I could probably mention, like, about my cousin and stuff. I usually, I find myself to be an open book about a lot of stuff. I don't want to incriminate anybody.
for sure.
But like, I could talk about my cousin and what he went through, but I can't talk about him
For sure.
and where he's at.
Yeah, I just didn't realize that there was that many people wanting to talk about prison.
So my cousin, and if we do the show, my cousin was 17 years old, committed murder, and it was due to road rage. And he didn't have the gun, and his friend who was driving had the gun.
Whoa.
And get this, he had the gun, but he didn't get any charges because somebody had to take the fall. What?
Oh, it's
it's
you
on
just
the
gotta hit
timer.
the
Yeah.
Wow.
You can override it with.
He took the fall. I mean, obviously he was the one who had the gun who pulled the trigger and killed the guy. But the gun wasn't his, it belonged to the kid that was driving, which that kid's dad is a cop. So
Wow.
so you can see how easy he could get,
For
like,
sure.
pull some strings and get out
For
of it.
sure.
So he got off of it, but getting out of it, put your cousin into it.
Yeah, and so my cousin at 17, and after he committed murder, he dipped back out and went to like Iowa, but they extradite, they bring him right back here so they could prosecute and send him down to.
Did they try him as an adult?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Wow.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. Is they tried him as an adult, and
I wouldn't think that would be it.
he had a 40-year stretch, man, and he did 22 years of it.
Oh my
got
God.
cancer, and then he ended up getting, like, you know, he get cancer, go through chemo, all of that shit, and then they brought him up to DRDC, and that's where I saw, because I saw him a few times down in Florence.
The radiation treatments kill you.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, because it's killing not only the cancer, it's killing all
It's
your
killing all
white
your
blood
organs.
cells and
Yeah,
everything. Cancer, I mean, radiation's a bad thing, man.
When they put it on the death certificate, no one dies from cancer that has radiation treatment.
Okay,
It's radiation poisoning or something.
that's what they died from.
No one dies from cancer that has radiation treatment.
Oh,
They die from radiation.
yeah,
Radiation poisoning.
Too much radiation will jack you up, buddy.
indeed.
That's where,
But
like,
so anyway, so my cousin, he came up here, got out, worked for me, but he needed a support system, right? When he gets out, he needed to have a place to stay, my sisters, needed to have an occupation, me, and somebody who could get him to and from all of the
Right.
classes.
How is he
and
doing
PM.
now?
Oh, he was a Mexican millionaire his first year down in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he learned all that prison shit, man, so he could really run the game.
So he's a for real millionaire now?
Well, his first year, he generated like $250,000 US, which is like
However many
that is
pesos.
20 to 1.
oh
21, so he
my
was
God.
young. So that was the first year, but obviously ebb and flow, and he does good. He's maintaining and living and stuff, but can't shake that criminal history knowledge, that emotion.
He lives in
of how to
Mexico
feel.
now?
Yeah. But couldn't shake that stuff because that's the problem is you get branded as that, especially if you're all
Sure.
tatted up. You're all tatted by everything that you
Yeah,
have.
my son
Right.
has a tattoo right here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah.
and it's the Chicago Bears C.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he was a Crip, so.
Yeah. So both.
God, it is, that's
And that's
crazy.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
pretty
the
sweet
thing,
looking
man.
tattoo though, I have to admit.
Yeah.
But, like your neck?
But that's the thing, man. You know, then I think there's a lot to do with like tattoos. Obviously, the whole system of tattoos and what they say and how it's gang affiliated. But it can also make somebody. There's a lot of downtime. What are you gonna do? And you when in Rome, you do the things that everybody's doing.
For sure.
You know, to be honest, in prison, my son is enrolled in college. He's taking classes that are like John C. Maxwell. I can't think of the
John
names.
C. Maxwell.
Well, he's along those lines, but I can't remember if that's the class he's taking, but they're leadership classes.
Yeah.
So he's doing positive stuff. He's not
Right.
gangbanging.
Right.
He's doing positive stuff that's going to benefit him.
Right.
But you know, they offer college courses, so that's what he's doing. He's linked up with some older guys
Yeah.
that were in gangs that are, you know, doing different things.
They're on their twilight years. They're coming out of it, and they
Yeah.
probably so they're like, no, man, there's a better path.
Yeah, so
That's good. So he's got
I
the
just-
muscle. He's got the muscle and the might of these guys because they probably still hold some weight.
I just want to know,
But they're not active.
like, I want to know what
Are they
she.
Christian?
Yeah.
See,
I want to know why, like, because I wanted to ask the correctional officer lady why she sees so many people will get in fights, get thrown in the hole for 15 days, just to get out and get thrown back in. Like, why do they want to be alone so much?
safer.
Yeah.
That's
Imagine being a
So-
Imagine being a chomo.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you got a target on your back for everybody.
They don't put child molesters.
Well, it
in
sounds
with
like
gangbangers,
it
is
sounded
what
like she said they were all segregated.
Because I think they segregate the child molesters to themselves because there's so many targets on them, but
Yeah.
you never know.
But I just want to know why they want to be alone so much.
Well, there could be instances to where somebody wants their butt,
I didn't think about that either.
and if they're in general population, they're at risk.
Yeah.
So
So as soon as they get out, whap, 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 they start fighting somebody.
Yeah, so they ain't getting raped, so they ain't getting raped.
Yeah. So every 15
that, I mean,
days.
that could be. I mean, I'm sure there's other reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
But
God, that is crazy.
Yeah, man, where do you think you would fall if you were in prison? Where do you think you would?
I'm mixed, so I guess I'm by myself.
No, but I'd probably try to fall in with anybody, like the Christians and stuff like that.
But do they have real Christian groups in prison?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They have people.
Ministry and
So
singing.
check this out. There's
and all
a
that stuff.
church that does events at the church at the prison, to where they buy all the so you're a prisoner, you put your name on a list and you list out your kids and the ages,
Right.
and then they come to
Wow.
the prison and they buy gifts for your kids.
Wow.
But they don't buy your basic gifts. They buy really nice gifts. They buy, like, they're not cheap gifts. They're like real nice gifts.
Yeah.
So when I went, my son, he's 3, but my son that's in prison,
Yeah.
his kids are older than my son.
Really?
So, it's funny, but
That is funny.
and I had a friend that he was an electrician. He had a kid after his grandkids were older. So I gave him so much crap. I was like, yeah, that's so ghetto. You have a kid after your grandkids. So what kind of crap is that? That's good. We just talk stuff to each other.
Yeah.
So he ended up, he was going to Nebraska. I was going to Chicago. He said, when you get back, we're going to take the boat out. He's telling me how proud of me I was for starting a business and this and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, normally we're talking stuff, and they're like, you act like you're never coming back, What's this sentimental stuff about? And he goes to Nebraska, goes to sleep, has a heart attack in his sleep and dies.
Oh, what?
I come back to the airport, to Denver, and he's I get a call. It's like, have you heard about so and so? And I'm thinking, what did he do? He punched somebody at work. And I'm like, nah, he passed away.
Damn.
And I'm like, it hit me because he's a really close friend. But a few years later, I have a kid after my grandkids are born, and I'm thinking he's just looking down on me, laughing at me like, you should have kept your mouth shut.
Remember we went to Vegas and we saw your one friend out there?
Who was that? Oh, Charles.
Does that guy still live out there?
He still lives. He moved back here.
Oh, gotcha.
Then he moved back to Vegas.
Oh, what in the world?
So
He moved from Vegas here, then back to Vegas?
Yeah, well, he lived here originally.
Gotcha.
Then he moved to Vegas, but he was back and forth.
That dude had that alcohol bottle with the scorpion and snake in it.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, man, if you try drinking that, I'll kill you, bro.
No, so he's back in Vegas now. He lives in Vegas again.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I might when we're driving back from California, I think I might stop in on him and try to
Gotcha.
hang out with him before we head back.
Do you drive your own van out there?
Yeah, but I'm flying out there and I'm gonna drive my partner's van back.
Okay.
But or else I wouldn't go back.
When you go to California, you go see your son?
No, he's here in Colorado.
Oh, he is. Is he down in Max? Like Super Max?
No, Canyon City. Territorial.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different pods in Kansas and Canyon City.
Yeah,
Right,
he's in Territorial. But I was trying to go see him and they locked it down because of some kind of sickness that people were getting. It was highly contagious.
It sucks. You drive down there
So
3 hours and stuff.
No,
and
they let us know
Notify you
before.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
So it was like Wednesday or Thursday, they had sent out the emails that all visits have been canceled because of, they didn't tell you why.
Yeah.
When I talked to my son, I guess they were quarantining people. And if if you got quarantined, then you got locked down for 15 days or 7 days, something like that. But he couldn't, they have everyone on lockdown still.
Yeah.
But they have iPads now, so I can call them.
Oh, wow.
Not
You
like
can call
personally, like
Yeah,
like
I
they
can
get
call them. I can call them right now.
they get it through like
Wow.
commissary.
Yeah, as long as there's money on the phone, I can call them.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
That is crazy.
What a
Yeah,
trip, man.
he could, if he's available, or he'll get the message and call me back.
That's
Well,
pretty cool.
I think
man.
this was a good debrief, guys. You know,
So then you get to stay in touch, man. That's
I
a lot
thought our show was
different than it was.
excellent today, guys.
Yeah, I like being able to be in touch with him because, you know, he's my oldest son. He's a really good athlete. He was a really good singer. He could sing really good.
Yeah.
So he's all around just talented. And then it's like, you know, all that potential is just sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah, yeah.
But I have a cousin that her son is a professional singer. His name is Josh Levi. He's a really good singer.
Yeah.
And now he has a contract, a record
Wow.
contract.
Wow.
That's epic.
That is.
Check him out. His name is Josh Levi.
Josh
He's
Levi.
really
What's
really
his
good singer.
style? What's his style?
R&B.
R&B.
He sings
You know?
R&B. But
What's
he's-
happening with
he's-
PF Chang's
he's up and
tonight?
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening with PF Chang's?
I'll go to PF Chang's, man. You going?
Yeah, I'm going. You coming?
3:30. I've got a
can't-
windshield
I have
repair
to.
between 4 and 5.
I have to go to. I have to go pick up. Well, my wife's having the purse party,
Gotcha.
so I gotta go help her with that. And if I leave in the middle of the purse party, I'm gonna
Well,
be-
I think this was a good debrief, boys. I think I love the show today, man. Like it was Brian called it. He was like, dude, it was excellent. Andre
Yeah.
during the show.
Done.
But he,
I mean,